there, this is Monisha, author of the book Get High on Spirit. Welcome to this video. It's a very special video because I got the privilege to interview someone really special. I got to interview India's sought after motivational speaker and author of the book I Love Public Speaking, Mr. Bishal Sarkar. So Bishal is here with us to discuss how you can create more success by being practically more confident in public speaking and connecting more with your audience and being world-class in every freaking presentation of yours. So Bishal, welcome to our show and thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being willing to do this interview with us.
Hey, you're welcome, Monisha. I'm looking forward to making the best one that you have had so far.
Thank you so much. And I know this is going to be a very enriching and insightful interview, and I'm really going to dig every word you say, and I'm ready with a pen and paper. And I want to say this to everybody who is watching this interview. If you want to be a confident public speaker, or even if you want to enhance your communication skills, just pause this video, go grab a pen and paper, and come back and take down notes, because I know for sure you don't want to miss anything. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's start. So Vishal, please tell us a little bit about your background and how did you start your career as a public speaker?
Yeah, what most people know about me is that I'm a professional speaker. I'm author of this book, I Love Public Speaking. I've created something called Rock the Stage Ultimate Formula, and we are running now Confidence University. Most people know that, Monisha. What most people don't know about me is that I come from a middle-class background and I studied in a Bengali medium government school. In fact, now when I talk to some of my clients in Bangalore or Mumbai or different countries, they always tell me that, you know, Bishal, you won't believe I just got my son into a great school where I said, yeah, how much you paying? 2 lakhs rupees a year or 3 lakhs rupees a year. Now, if I take you back, Monisha, to the time when I grew up, my parents paid 289 rupees per year for my schooling. That's the background I came from. So yeah, we did not have swimming pool, but we had a lot of mud in the ground during the rainy season. We did not have horse riding, but we had a lot of cows coming into the school, and that's the background that I came from. So coming from that background, I did not have the right mindset. I did not have mentors like you. I did not have books like you have written. I did not have the right direction. So I had to go through a lot of rejection, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of fear that was killing me. And growing up, after having a few years of experience in corporate India, then I started finding out what exactly I want. And I think the people who are listening to these interviews right now, they sometimes will feel that, yeah, this is time. Enough is enough. I need to find out what I want instead of doing what they want me to do, what they want me to do. And that's when I started finding out what exactly I want. So I started seeking mentors, and I know that you are big on mentorship and coaching. And I started finding some of the best people in the world. You know, we talk about Anthony Robbins or Les Brown or all these great speakers. And I started watching their videos. I started going to their seminars when they were in India. I started investing big money in their audio programs and video programs, because I understand that in order to be the best, you have to invest. And by doing it continuously, I saw some dramatic change in myself, in my confidence, in my persuasion, my career. Everything started changing. And suddenly everybody else started coming to me saying, hey Bishal, can you give us some tips on how to give better presentations? And I started giving them, and they started seeing big results. And then some of them came to me and said, hey, can you put together like a small workshop that you can put together for us so that you can teach us how to be great speakers? And I said, all right, I don't have the clear idea, but I'll do something for you. And I did that, and it was so successful. Though I was scared for the first time, it was so successful that people, came back to me and tell me that, man, it was this, and that's when I got the hint that people want public speaking in a practical way. Because for last, I think 40, 50, 60 years in India, what has been happening is public speaking has been taught, but in a theoretical way, in traditional way, which doesn't work in this year, which doesn't work in this decade. And once I started doing that, people started gathering for this program, and I've been blessed to be on Times of India, on different radio shows and TV channels. I'm going to be in some days, and it all started with that Bengali medium government school. So I often tell people it's not about where you start, it's about where you choose to go. And I know somebody right now who's listening to this interview need to be reminded of the fact that it's not about where you start, it's about where you choose to finish.
That's so inspiring. I can totally resonate with everything you said. I too come from a very humble background and very small town in somewhere in Northeast. So I totally resonate with everything. Though I was lucky that I did not go to a regional medium. I went to an English medium, so that was an advantage. But still, I had the mindset of a small towner. Everything looked very daunting. Public speaking was a dreadful thing for me. But now, as you said, I'm also big on mentorship and finding the right mentor. So I think you already answered what I was about to ask you next. I have seen your public profile and you have been, you have earned the title of Mr. Practical. So what's so practical about the strategies and tools that you offer, which is different than the other public speaking books available in the market? So what is so practical? Yeah.
Yeah, good question. In fact, I did not come up with the name Mr. Practical. People started calling, hey, Mr. Practical, in a funny way. And that's when I got the hint, like, okay, that's my brand name. By the way, that's a branding thing for many people. You don't want to come up with your brand. If you keep your ears open, people will tell you what your brand is all about. So what happened was, what I didn't tell you right now, just in the last answer, Monisha, is that I myself, as a frustrated person at one time, went to public speaking courses. Not like a frustrated, but somebody who was looking for answers. And I went to this institute, to that institute. I went from this course to that course. I did all in India, and most, with all due respect, or maybe not, I don't know, most of the courses are theoretical. I mean, I go there, they promise me the same thing. We are the certified, we are the leading, we are blah, and just by taking the courses, though I was wasting a lot of money, I was wasting a lot of time, but Monisha, the main thing is that I was wasting my energy. And by going through courses and courses, I did not find results. And unless I found out from some of the greatest mentors said that it doesn't have to be theoretical. There is a step-by-step practical formula. And once I learned the formula, I was finally able to bottle up the entire process in Rock the Stage Ultimate Formula, which is the bar none, number one most practical public speaking course in India. And that's why about, 2 years ago, people started calling me, hey, you're the practical guy. Hey, Mr. Practical. Because I was all talking about practicality. I don't, talk about something which is just, woo-woo out there. And that's the reason people call me Mr. Practical, because I give practical tips, techniques, and strategies in any area, whether public speaking or we are talking as friends over dinner about something. I'm all about practicality, because I think without practicality and real life examples, you cannot be successful in real life.
Yeah, that's very right. Bishal, I want to know your opinion that how important is a mentor in your life, or for anybody? How important is it to invest in a mentor? Because I've seen, especially in India, that people are very skeptical investing on themselves.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you. There are many people who are skeptical about mentorship, and there are many people who are not skeptical about mentorship. I often tell people that, 20 years ago, you did not have what you have right now. This interview, when people are going to watch, if you don't have money, take it as a mentorship tool right now. See, today we have YouTube, we have Twitter, we have books that people have written, and people say, I don't know where to find my right answers. That's wrong. See, people have done the work for you. I have audio programs. That's why I created Confidence University. I get often up to 20 to 30 emails a day, Monisha. People asking me, would you be my mentor? I said, just fine. I have done all the work for you. You don't have to meet me one-on-one to take the mentorship from me. So that's part one. And second part to my answer is that like I said, if you want to be the best, you have to invest. Sachin Tendulkar was the best. Michael Jordan was the best. But they always had a coach in the corner. Always had a coach in the corner. So I'm telling you right now, if you want to be successful in public speaking, forget public speaking for a second. If you want to be successful as a woman in your confidence, if you want to be successful as a woman or man in your relationship, you need somebody just like Monisha or somebody in her caliber who can help you. Because sometimes it's not about knowledge. Sometimes it's about perspective. I often tell people, you cannot see the bottle when you are inside the bottle. You cannot see the bottle when you are inside the bottle. You need an outside source, outside perspective, and absolutely. Another thing is you become who you hang out with. Your income is always the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. That's what Jim Rohn said. So when you hang out with people, better people, when you hang out with smarter people, stronger people, more sharper people like Monisha or people like me, we can help you see a better future of what you cannot see right now. So absolutely, You have to invest if you want to be the best. And mentorship is a big part of my success, and it's a big part for your as well.
Yes, I too believe that if you want to be the best, you should learn from the best.
True.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So Vishal, I would like to know, what are the common 3 or 4 problems that your clients come to you for your trainings that you have been offering? So what are the common problems that you see people come up to it?
The first problem I think most people face is stage fear.
Stage.
Many people, often tell me, IT professionals, or I work with a lot of entrepreneurs and project managers. They call us and say, I have the great technical knowledge. I know exactly how to speak one-on-one or in a conference call. But when I go to a stage and we speak in front of 20 people, that's when the majority of the problem happens. And I don't blame them, Monisha. It's not their fault. The reason they have that stage fear or that panic is because they have never been taught the right formula. They have never been taught the right formula. And here is how the mind thinks. When most people become afraid of the stage or have that nervousness or panic, here is how they think. They think they have to prove to the audience. They have to show the audience. And they think that audience is against me. That's not the right mindset to have. Here is what I tell people. If you want to be successful, forget successful. If you want to be confident as a speaker, see your audience as your friend, not as your enemy. Because no audience comes to a speech thinking, I hope the speaker is back today. No audience comes to the speech thinking like that, number one. Number two, I want you to know that your speech or your presentation is never about you. It's about the audience. It's for them. So when you change your mindset and when I stop thinking about Bishal and I start thinking about the people that I'm reaching out to, that's called the service mindset. That's when a small technical error or a small anything, it doesn't matter. Now it's all about them. Now I'm full on. One of my mentors often says that it's hard to be nervous when your heart is on service. It's hard to be nervous when your heart is on service. So when you come from a service point of view and think about them, and what value you provide them, it's not about impressing your audience, it's about bringing value to them. The stage fear is just a myth. Point number one, that's the biggest mistake I see. Second thing I see, that once people become confident, people don't know how to build connection between you and them. So let me give a practical example. Are you for a practical example?
Very practical, yes.
Okay. So here is what most people do. They come to the stage and brag about themselves. I'm this, 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 I've done this, I've done this. And pause right here. What happens immediately, Monisha, is that people disconnect. Because they start thinking, oh wow, he is so great, that's great. But in the mind, audience start thinking, but I'm never like him. And that's a bad thing for audience to imagine. The moment they realize you are different than them, that's a bad thing. And here is the work behind the curtain. That's why I always bring up me coming from a Bengali medium government school, to show you that I'm not a perfect person, to demonstrate to you that I come from a middle class background. And that's when people think, wow, this guy is the author of the book, I Love Public Speaking, he's creator of Confidence University, and he's so original that he's talking about his past, he's talking about his failure. Man, we gotta listen to this guy. That's how you build connection, because viewers might want to write this down, that the heart of connection is similarity. The heart of connection is similarity. When you make yourself similar to them and bring similar examples, that's when they feel that this is my guy, this is my girl to learn from, and I want to be this. I want to be the fan of Monisha Dole. I want to be fan of Bishal Sarkar because they help me resonate with them. So confidence. Number two was connection, and the third most part is that most people don't know their message in their public speaking. I mean, they know somehow what is the message, but they are not crystal clear. And one of the things I teach in my program, Rock the Stage Ultimate Formula, is you have to come up with a phrase that you are known for, a phrase that sums up the entire message of your presentation or speech. For example, my phrase that I am known for the most is, public speaking is not about perfection, it's all about connection. So when I'm having a TV interview, this is the line that I'll start with and end with. When I'm giving a speech at Microsoft or HDFC or anywhere, this is the line I'm going to do. Why? Because I want to brand myself and my message. I want people to know that public speaking is not about perfection, it's about connection. And that's how you do it. So just another example of that. The third point is today in the morning when I was talking about mentorship, you were asking, I said, you have to be the best. You have to invest to be the best. You have to invest to be the best. Now that's a catchphrase again. That sums up the whole message. So think about how can you be more confident, but point number one. Number two, how can you connect with an audience more? And number three, how can you boil your message down into one phrase so people remember you?
That's perfect. So we have got 3 points. It's confidence, connection, and being clear about your message. And because you are so clear about your message, you're so confident, and you have this deep connection with your audience, that's how you stand out from all the public speakers that we have in our country. That's really awesome.
Yes.
So Bishal, what is the best advice? Do you currently have any mentor in your life? Who's your mentor right now? You have been
like my mentor,
not digital mentor, like a real life mentor. If you seek from whom you seek advice on a day-to-day basis.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of people, a lot of people. Many, I think more than, I don't know, 10, 15. And
okay, so
by the way, I just want to before.
So what is the best advice you've ever received, and from whom?
And we're talking about just public speaking or anything beyond?
It could be about public speaking, could be about life. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The best advice that I got, I think, was the fact that I'm thinking, I have 2 or 3 in my mind. I'm thinking which one is the best one.
Okay, you can say all 3.
The best one I had so far, I think, is the fact that God's plan for your life is always bigger than your plan for your life.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and the reason I say that, the reason I agree with that is so often we go through something in life and we have a failure. I was talking to one of my coaching members a few days back, and they're saying, I'm having this failure. Why is it happening? Why am I having this opposite to success, failure? I said, let me tell you, buddy, failure is not opposite to success. It's actually the part of the entire process. It's part of it. Because I'm sure that you have your book, your Amazon, but I'm sure that when you first started writing your books, it was not as pretty as it is right now. You did not know what to write or what not to write. Am I right about that?
Very right. I have no clue. I never considered myself to be a writer. So that was huge for me to start writing a book. So that was really huge. Yeah.
Exactly. So failure is not opposite to success. It's a part of your success. So you not knowing how to write a book was not opposite to you being a author. It was part of you being the author. So at times when we are going very fast, and I have seen that many times in my life, is when we are like, I'm a fast guy. What I mean by is that I move fast. I do this, I do that. I don't think too much. I mean, I don't sit and just start thinking too much. I think before taking an action, but I do a lot. I do more than thinking. And often what happens is things don't go as per my plan. And every time it happens, man, just like everybody, I start thinking, why did it happen? Why did it have to happen to me? And that's when I realized the fact that God's plan for me is bigger than my plan for me. And I often tell people that if you follow the process, you will see the progress. If you follow the process, you will see the progress. And most people don't want to be the part of the process. They want to get to see all the results, all the apples, all the chicken right on the spot. You don't get to eat chicken until you get to cook the chicken. I don't know, are you vegetarian or non-vegetarian?
I'm very much non-vegetarian, so I have no problem with this example.
Okay.
So that's really,
let's talk about it.
That's really profound. If you follow the process, you will see the progress. And I think consistency is the key to success. It's all about being consistent and not to give up. I heard you saying
consistency leads to currency. I tell people consistency leads to currency. Now, when I say currency, I'm not talking about just hard cash money. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about currency of love. Mm-hmm. See, I was recently talking to one of my clients from Rock the Stage Ultimate Formula, and we were having lunch during the program, and he was asking a few questions. How do you balance everything about your family, so many businesses? How do you do that? And I just asked him one question. I said, when was the last time you said, I love you to your wife? And he's like, what? I said, yeah, I'm serious, man. You got to answer the question before I ask you the next question. He said, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. I said, how long have you been married? He said, 7 years. I said, man, that's a long time. 2-3 years ago. Why don't you say this line to her 2-3 times a day? Why not? Why not? See, most people think that let me have a chicken burger, nothing bad will happen, or let me have a Domino's pizza, nothing bad will happen. See, if you're consistent in that, it will bring the fat for you. If you're consistent in not telling your wife I love you, there will be a distance between you and that person. If you're consistent in not working out, you will end up being fat, ugly, and broke. If you're consistent in not practicing, you will not be confident at all. So you have to be consistent, and that's when you see the results. You see the money. And I'm very comfortable talking about money, by the way. I'm not one of those motivational speakers who says money doesn't matter. That's all BS. Money does matter. You will see money, you will see love, you will see health, you will see spirituality, peace of mind. It all comes from consistency. So I totally agree with you, Monisha.
So when did you decide to be wealthy, Bishal? Talking about money. I know for sure you're doing very well in your life at the moment. So when did you decide that this is the life you want?
It was a moment. I remember that moment very, very clearly because that was a painful moment for me, but an inspiration. It's not a something big. It's not like I was nothing tragedy. But I remember I used to stay in Koramangala in Bangalore, and one day I had to go from Koramangala to a place called Christ College, which was about 3 kilometers of walking distance, and I was going from there. And I'll be um, very honest, Monisha, I had 3 rupees in my pocket at that time. And it's not like I was starving, but at that time I was partially dependent on my father financially, who never stayed in Bangalore, by the way. I stayed in Bangalore by myself. And I called my father telling him that I want the money. Can you send me 1,000 or 2,000 rupees for time being? And he said, sure. And he sent the money to one of his known person's account. And the known person called me and said, hey, can you come near Christ College? I can give you the money at 5 p.m. From Christ College, from Koramangala till Christ College, I started walking with 3 rupees in my pocket. Trust me, bad situation, okay? 3 rupees in the pocket is a, self-confidence wise, it can break you. It can break you if you don't have that kind of self-confidence, which I didn't have back then. Started walking for 3 kilometers. By the time I reached Christ College, before that, there was a small pan store, very small store where you can get small biscuits and cigarettes and all that. By the way, I never smoked. So I went there and I was so hungry because I did not have lunch that day, neither breakfast. I went to that store and I said, can you give me a Parle-G biscuit? 3 rupees. I got the Parle-G biscuit and I was so thirsty, but my pocket was empty, right? Now I couldn't buy the drinking water. So I said, do you have any drinking water for you that I can drink? So I drank that water, had the Parle-G. And the man, the unknown man said he would come at 5 p.m. I was in front of Christ College from 5 p.m. Actually, I reached by 4:45 till 9:45 p.m. He didn't show up. Almost for 4 hours. And I kept calling him. He said, I'm coming. And at last at 9:45, he called me and he said, you know what? I'm actually very busy in my office. Can I come tomorrow? Monisha, that was the moment I decided to be rich. I was like, I'll never wait for money from somebody else ever in my life. That was the moment I realized the importance of money. That was the moment I decided that I don't care what's going to happen to me. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to create affluence. Not just rich money, but affluence, so that I don't have to worry about money. I can give it all away. And that was the defining moment for me. And you know what? Actually, it's not about me. It's about your audience. There is a defining moment for each person who's watching this video. Maybe right now it's time for you to look at your life, look at everything that you are having and say, enough is enough. I want to have great relationship. Maybe it's time for you to look at your life and say, you know what, I'm never going to wait for confidence anymore. I am going to read the book of Monisha. I'm going to be confident in my life. Maybe somebody right now will make a decision that I don't care what's happening around me. I know that I can create affluence, wealth, and confidence in my life. And I'll tell you that taking a decision doesn't take a long time. It takes a moment. But to reach that moment, sometimes we take a long time. And the question is that, when is your moment to make a decision to be wealthy?
That's true. And I think that's the sole purpose of doing this interview, to at least, motivate or inspire somebody to say enough is enough and let's take action. Let's not wait for motivation. Let's not wait for confidence. So I would like to end this interview with this last question. Where does Bishal Sarkar see himself in the next 3 years? Where will you be? Where do you see yourself?
there are many different aspects where I will be. I think I see myself as a more calm person in next 3 years.
Calm person.
Number one.
Okay.
Yeah.
But don't you think
By
that's
the
what
way,
people like about you? You are this energetic, passionate, driven person. So why do you want to give it away and become more calm and
yeah.
peaceful?
When I say calm, I'm not talking about me calm while speaking or anything. When I calm, not in my energy, calm in my mind.
Okay.
Uh, for example, I have done my research, not research, but a little bit what you do. I think you have been to Vipassana meditation. Is that true?
That's very true, yes.
When was the last time and how was the experience?
I went for Vipassana meditation last September in 2014, and it was quite an experience. I consider myself to be a meditator, but still it was quite an experience for me. Staying there for 10 days all by yourself with your thoughts, that's not easy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, working in the field is easier. Most people don't understand that. I mean,
Exactly.
creating a street is easier, but observing your mind from 4 a.m. till 9 p.m., it's tough. And I've been there, Pasana, I think first time in 2011 or no, 2010.
Okay.
And
So you've
yeah,
been there
so for
several
10 days,
times.
I'm sorry?
You have been there several times. For me, I think that one time was quite an experience. I don't see myself going there in the near future. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. So by doing that, Vipassana, the point is I calm myself a lot because I often tell people if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. If there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. So it's all about you learning how to tame your mind. Look, it's about sales or leadership or public speaking relationship. It all starts with you. It all starts with how you control this thing called mind. And if you can't do that, nothing else will matter. So in order to be more, when I say a more calm person, I'm talking about me observing things a bit more in deep way and not just seeing the surface of things, but seeing the depth of things. And I don't get overwhelmed. That's one of the gratitude I want to give to the universe. I don't get overwhelmed. I have so many things. I mean, writing a new book every single year or creating different programs, and I have now we are hiring more people who can do training on our behalf and scaling our business, or we have a mastermind group called Rule Your Life Mastermind, or I'm running Rock the Stage Ultimate Formula every single month or every single 2 months. And people ask me, how do you do that? Well, it's not what I do outside, it's how I am inside. So 3 years down the line, I see myself as a more calm person. Number one. Number two, I want to create probably a 50 times more difference that we are able to make right now in India and helping more people. And eventually, I want to be a better son, a better brother, a better human being. And once those things are taken care of, everything changes. Because I often tell people that you cannot be a hero in business if you are a zero in family. You can't be a hero in business.
If you can't be a hero in business, if you can't be a hero in your family. Wow.
No. Yeah, you can't be a hero in business if you are a zero in your family.
If you're zero in your family.
Yeah, because if you look around, I mean, I'm not talking about most people, but there are many people who are successful business owners. But and they are great. We talk to them, they are generous. But if you go to them, they don't even know their kids' birthdays. They don't even know their wife's favorite color. They don't even care about the small things. And look, at the end of the day, it's not about making money. I mean, it's very important. I enjoy making money, but that's not the main important thing as a business. Your number one priority in life should be your family, because that's who you're fighting for. Everybody right now who's watching this video, they're fighting for their family. It can be their wife's son, brother, mother, something, but you gotta fight for your family. So the eventual success for me, for anybody, is when you are a great family person, everything will change for you. Because my father once told me when I was 16 or 17-year-old that when everything in your family is right and the outside world is messy, you will still be confident because you know your family life is right. But if your family life is wrong and everything outside is great, you'll still feel empty because you know your family life is wrong. So work on your family, work on yourself, and absolutely crush everything that you do. And if I can be of help to any of your viewers anytime, they can simply, by the way, for your visitors, I have a special website
Oh,
called
yes.
publicspeakingmagic.com. It's
We'll put
absolutely
it down.
100% free.
Yes. Public speaking.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Magic.com, publicspeakingmagic.com. If they go, they can simply download my best public speaking videos and audios for free, number one. And, they will get a lot of videos. I have on YouTube channel right now, I think 1,050 videos that are ready to help people. I have a lot of resources to help people.
I saw that you're quite a machine. You produce videos like, I think, every single day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. More than every single. I mean, it's like like I said, it's a process. It's a number, and it's a numbers game. Sometimes it's about producing more value. And people often ask me, why do you give so much advice for free? I said, because to me, helping people is bigger than earning their business. And when I've seen that, the more I help people, the more I give, the more I actually live. The more I give, the more I actually live. And I know you are the same way. You give a lot of advice for free on YouTube. It's about creating more of that. So publicspeakingmagic.com, they can go there, and whatever you do, whether in life, whether in business, whether in relationship, remember that public speaking is not about perfection. It's all about connection.
That's so awesome. Thank you, Bishal, so much. I'm sure this interview was very helpful for a lot of people watching this, and it was for sure very insightful and enriching for me. So thank you, Bishal, so much. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I hope to see you soon live in Mumbai sometime.
I look forward to having you at one of my events as a speaker in Rock the Stage Ultimate Formula in Bangalore soon, Monisha.
For sure. Thank you so much. And
all right.
Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.